海外华人直播的朋友们，大家好，这里是海外华人直播，我们始终不办高声，我们力求直播传真。今天是2021年10月20号，今天呢，我们在我们的 office 里面来请温哥华我们已经采访过的鲍小姐 Rebecca 鲍来谈一谈最近很多疫情以来很多人宅在家里面。那温哥华、加拿大的青少年他们是如何来应对这些压力？Rebecca， 你好。
Hello, my name is Rebecca. I'm a student in Richmond Secondary. I reside in Richmond, BC for 17 years. And today I'll be talking about hikkokimori and how quarantine has also made a lot of people stay indoors. And because of that, we're going to be talking about the negative effects from this, such as when someone doesn't really go outside, they become more isolated inside their houses, and that kind of, I feel like, encourages people to stay indoors. And people who are already introverted tend to stay indoors more. And sometimes, in my opinion, I think that you need social interaction to boost some of your self-esteem, because behind the screen, a lot of facades may occur, such as online bullying, and I feel like sometimes interactions can be less genuine. Well, it could also be argued the opposite, but in my opinion, mostly it could be less genuine, because you're not face-to-face interacting with people in real life. When you're interacting with people in real life, they tend to not be able to hide much, because it's harder to lie in real life than it is to behind a screen, right? So because of a lot of online interaction due to quarantine, a lot of people, personally, I have experience using Discord, right? A lot of my friends, they were already very closed-in people, but after quarantine, they became more closed-in. And once you become accustomed to a life without going outside, the experience of going outside more often becomes forgotten to you, and eventually you adapt to a life that doesn't need the society and doesn't require you to go out, because in this day and time we can do a lot of online shopping. Everything is delivered to your doorstep with DoorDash and Fantuan, and you really don't have a need to go out, right? A lot of the stuff, like let's say you run errands, your parents do for you because they grew up in an environment with less technology and they like to go out. Personally, I love going out. I go out basically every day. I feel like if you take precautions, COVID-19 is avoidable. I feel like if I were to stay 1 or 2 days out in my house, I would feel like really dizzy, disoriented, and just confused as to who I am. I feel like if I go outside, I find inspiration everywhere. But that's just me, right? Everybody else has different thoughts. Some people are scared of the society that lies outside. And that kind of is my connection to hikkokimori, which is an expanding group of people in Japan. I think it was 1 million people who are considered as hikkokimori. Because they might have faced bullying, they become self-conscious and they're scared. They call themselves people who feel rejected by society. So what they do is they just stay indoors. Sometimes they just never go outside. They depend on their moms, their parents, or some just live by themselves. And like I said before, you can do a lot of online shopping, like grocery shopping too. They don't really have a need to go outside. Everything is just in front of them, in front of their computer screen. And this is really troubling, and is a part of our life that we have to know more about, because we're all people. We all share the same feelings and emotions. To know that some of us feel like we're so rejected by society, it's really depressing, right? That's why, a lot of these people, they feel boredom. And how do they cure that boredom? They go online. So I think it's very important that when you're online, you should always be nice to people. You can take jokes, but you have to give jokes to a certain extent. You don't want people to, you don't want to encourage any negative behavior, because a lot of people who are behind the screen, they could be a hikkokimori. They could be depressed. And you want to always encourage them to change their lives, change their outlook, right? Now, if you're one of these people who feel enclosed all the time, how might you change that? How might you change your fear of society? Well, personally, I feel like your first step is to make some real life friends. Think of it like a fear. How do you conquer fears? You expose yourself. Exposure therapy. If you keep going outside, you'll eventually see, like, yes, there are a lot of cons outside, but there's a lot of benefits. You might meet people you'll never meet online, because some people, they orientate their lives around society, and they might save very less time for the internet, and you'll only be able to meet them if you go outside. If you stay enclosed all the time, you're only meeting one part of society, one part of the world, and it feels like you're just living the same deja vu lifestyle. But if you go outside, you can see there's always changes. Like, for example, landscape changes, people in the city are constantly improving infrastructure, and all of these are things you would never know if you don't go outside. So if you're scared of going outside, just take a step out of your backyard, view the sky, view the beautiful landscape, and just take a few deep breaths, and then just day by day, just keep doing that. Maybe one day you'll feel confident enough to say hi to a walking neighbor. If you don't even know who your neighbors are, that's a sign that you feel like you're too enclosed. Go out and just make some friends, and I believe that we can all face our fears. Thank you.
By the way, do you think if the people have pets like a dog, can help them or not? Because when they have a dog, they have to go to outside to walking, jogging, and then can meet friends.
Usually people with dogs are more extroverted, so they always like to take their pets outside because dogs need walking. Usually enclosed people, they have cats or they don't have a lot of pets at all. I feel like typically introverted people, they like to have cats, right? And that does help them care for it, but the thing is, cats, you don't need to take them out for walks. Nobody walks their cat, right? Usually dog owners feel the need to go outside. So if you want to change that about yourself, you can adopt a dog, and that will give you a duty you feel like you have to fulfill by taking them on walks, right? But I feel like a lot of really enclosed and depressed people, they don't have pets, because how can you love something else if you don't love yourself? They need to focus on themselves, you know?
And do you think that the COVID-19 also changed most people's lifestyle? 99%.
I think it has its pros and its cons. Obviously, so, like, we're in like economic recession right now because of COVID-19. It, like I said, it has its pros and cons. It has allowed some people to become more dependent on the internet. But I mean, for me, my life didn't really change with COVID. I still go outside. I've been vaccinated, right? But there are pros, like you get to see, like, life is short. A lot of people have died, and you want to cherish your life, cherish the loved ones. Don't do stupid things, because it's a waste if you die early, right? Yeah.
And as a teenager, do you think as a human being we need to find out the resource of the virus? Do you think it's necessary or not?
I don't think it's necessary, because with this information, majority of humanity wouldn't consider it useful. This is more important for, like, politicians and, like, governments, because, like, for the day-to-day person, average day-to-day person, what are they gonna do with that information? They'll be like, cool. They can't change anything about it.
Do you think it's from bat or from the library or from the lab?
I don't know. I'll just assume it's from
your information.
I'll just assume it's natural causes, because I don't have enough information to point my fingers against anything.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you got a lot of information from TV or from where?
The media doesn't really expose information like this.
Oh, okay. Do you think you need to do some research by yourself to find out the truth?
Like I said, for me, it doesn't really matter, because I'm not a politician. I can't do anything to change the results. I'd rather feel like staying oblivious sometimes is good.
All your schoolmates got vaccine, or you didn't get vaccine? Did you got any vaccine?
Vaccine. I got vaccinated, yeah. But there are a lot of people who have negative results from the vaccine.
Oh, okay. So you don't got a side effect of the COVID-19 vaccine, right?
Personally, I did have some side effects, like I got like a lot of chest pain, tightness, and yeah.
Okay, thank you. Today you have a very good, you make a very good comment for today's interview. Okay?
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
See you next time.
See you.